Hey, I'm ready whenever you are. I mean, I know I'm kind of doesn't look ready, but I'm fully 100% committed.
How we do? I started this one. Yeah.
I mean, I could if you want.
Why don't you start it?
All right. Welcome to Loops. So glad to have you join us. This is it. This is our last Loops of the season.
This feels emotional, Brian.
Well, it's heavy. It's because, when are we ever going to get to do this again? Just sit down, you and me, just talk.
I've been meaning to try that Mandy's place downtown that opened up. We could try that sometime.
We could try that sometime. Have a cup of coffee because we don't spend enough time talking to each other. That would be really nice.
Do we have one more hero we can talk about?
We absolutely do, and this is all you. You've got our virtue. You've got our hero. I'm ready for it.
In the list of virtues, the virtue is called prudence.
Absolutely, just like prudence, pure heart. It really isn't. I don't even know. It's a deep cut.
Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah,
I
sure.
think I don't even know if it was the right name. It was something like that. Prudence, pure heart, or something.
Who always had to save her?
Dudley Do-Right.
All right, but that is not the prudence we're talking about.
That's a dead end right there.
We are talking about wisdom. Prudence means wisdom.
Yep.
And of course, I have a reference. I have someone from pop culture, someone we kind of grew up with.
Oh, of course.
You want to take a guess?
We already had one from this universe, but I'm guessing we're going back to the well because it's Yoda. Yoda, you got to go with Yoda. 1980s, grew up with Yoda.
It is just always Star Wars.
Do or do not. There is no try.
It is. Well, I'm guessing did you have like Luke Skywalker pajamas?
No, but the bed sheets, yeah.
Of course. That's great.
It was awesome.
Actually, I always wanted those. No, that is not.
The best.
We're leaving. We're done with Star Wars.
All right.
At least for the day. All right.
We're
gonna go, but same era, if you will. We're just gonna be on this earth. We're gonna go back to the '80s. We're gonna go to the southern part of our country.
Okay. I'm not sure yet.
Hazard County, ring a bell.
Okay, all right.
Bo and Luke Duke.
But they weren't wise.
No, they really weren't. The Dukes of Hazard.
Would have been Daisy. I mean, Daisy might have been
Daisy
wise.
was smarter than Bo and Luke, but no,
obviously not Boss Hogg.
It wasn't Roscoe.
Roscoe Picotre, no.
Wasn't Enos.
The guy who ran the garage.
I remember Cooter. Yeah, that was not wise.
Okay.
The only wise person in that whole show was Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse, of course.
Uncle Jesse was the one.
Yeah.
So for those who do not remember the show,
which is probably fine.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't hold up. It's problematic on many levels.
I'm sure it is awful.
But I do feel obligated to say it was made for 8-year-old boys in the 1980s.
We were the target market, and I don't know anybody in my life at the time that did not love that show.
So cousins Bo and Luke, every week they would save the day. There would be a bad guy come into Hazard County. Boss Hogg was also a bad guy, but he was more of a comedic bad guy. He wasn't. He wasn't the big bad, if you will. And what happened is they would always save the day, but there was two things you could always count on in every episode. Before they saved the day, one, there'd be a car chase.
Of course.
And they would have to, some bridge would be out.
All the time, jumping over ponds, jumping over rivers.
Yeah, not a lot of money went into road construction in Hazard County.
Well-built car, though.
Well-built car.
That thing was a tank. I mean, it jumped over, landed. It would have, I think, it crushed the front every single time. But it
just kept running.
Man,
week after week.
They made him good.
The other part, though, that you could always count on is before Bo and Luke would go save the day, there would be some sort of snippet from Uncle Jesse. And Uncle Jesse, he always knew what the boys were going to do, but he also gave them some sort of nugget of wisdom, allowing them to be themselves, but giving them a little something else to think about, to see the subject from a different perspective. So that's what wisdom looks like.
That's a good one, yeah. Well, for me, I actually struggled with this one. I had to think about it quite a bit, and I realized the problem was, the trouble with wise people is they're not always the best to tell stories about them.
Yeah.
Because they just live with wisdom. So it's not like there's a lot of drama in their lives.
Right. There's not often like this heroic moment of, that's...
Yeah.
It's
like,
like
tell the whole story.
Courage is different, yeah.
So I struggled with it to try to find like someone who could really have a hook to him, I suppose. What I came up with is somebody that I do think kind of works. You know this person. He has since died. He's a pastor. This is the only hero we've had that's a pastor, right? I was kind of thinking, make sure I didn't want to stack the deck with a bunch of pastors. Anyway, his name is Mike Lockerbie.
Yes.
Remember Mike?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Mike was a character. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
And very different, I think, as a pastor than you or me.
Yes.
Like he approached the whole thing differently.
Yep.
I knew him when he was in his early to mid-50s, so his prime of his life, like he's peaking.
Yes.
The best possible time. You knew him later.
I knew him later. I would see him at
retired.
Mandy's. We'd have conversations. Mike was typically reading I don't know, a 1,200-page book. He'd be about 3/4 through it, and we would talk theology, and you could tell he was retired, but he had probably 10 times as many thoughts going through his mind than I did.
Yeah, he had a lot going on up
yeah,
here.
I mean, very bright man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the stories, he was the kind of guy that would tell you the same story a few times. He just enjoyed. He had a certain stable of stories that he liked to bring up. One of the stories he told me, I don't know how many times throughout the 20 years I've known him, a dozen, is he was a pastor at a small church, Holden and Dala, kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Kind of the Kenyan area.
Yeah, there's not a lot around these two churches. So he's a pastor there. He's there for 30 years. But at some point, he went up to interview at a large church up in the cities. Did he ever tell you this story?
Yes.
Okay. And again, he likes telling the same stories. And the big part of the story is the panel of interviewers asked him at one point, so tell us of a successful program that you ran. And his answer was, I can't think of a single one. So that was the kind of pastor he was.
Yeah.
And that's different than I think you and I are.
Yeah,
We have programs. I think programs are good. I think they bring people in as a way to engage people. I'm not. But the wise part about this, I truly and honestly, sincerely mean this about Mike, is that what I learned from Mike, it's not about what you think you need to do, maybe is the way to put it. It's not about the expectations others have. It's not what you think, what the world might say. This is what a good pastor looks like. This is what a good church looks like.
This is winning. Or that, that trap we fall into.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's about understanding your gifts and just doing that as best as you can. So Mike's gift was not coming up with some program that people are going to be. His gift was just showing up every single week, loving the people around him, showing up in hospitals, showing up in their living rooms, and just being that graceful presence day in, day out. In all of his quirks and all of his strangeness, he found a way to truly be himself and be a really great pastor in that setting for 30 years.
Yes, yes.
And he also, he shared that wisdom too. He was aware of it. It wasn't like something he just did, but he kind of understood in a deeper way what it means to be a pastor and to just do that.
I remember having a conversation with him actually at Mandy's about that. And he wasn't trying to offer me advice because he wasn't we didn't have that sort of a relationship. But he was, you could tell in retrospect, trying to shield me away. There's this, I think, track that we can all get down where you say, I've got to do this, this, and this because that's what looks good. That's what people look for. Yeah. And instead to say, all right, what has God called you to do and who are you? And put those two things together. And at some point, you got to shut out the rest of the world.
Yeah, you said it better than I did. Well done.
Well, it sounds, I'm not comparing Mike Lockerbie to Jesus here, but that's going to be my biblical reference.
Let's get there. All right.
In the Gospel of Luke, there's this moment, it comes under the heading, the cost of discipleship. And there's this moment where Jesus says, before you follow me, think about what this cost is going to be. And he uses a couple different illustrations. The illustration of, if you're going to build a tower, you sit down and you figure out the cost, otherwise you build a foundation and then you run out of money. Or if you're a king and you're going to go to war and you have 10,000 soldiers and you find out the people you're fighting against have 20,000, you sit down and you figure out the cost and you change. Jesus says, before you're going to follow me, think about what this is going to mean for your life. And I've always found that striking because in this, I guess in the era that we live, there's almost this desperation to get people to come to church.
Nothing of you, just show up, please.
If you could, if I wear a pink robe and have Mickey Mouse ears, would more people come to church? That's kind of
absolutely do it. Yep.
So, sometimes that's kind of how it feels.
Learn to juggle if you can.
Yeah, that's. We want to do everything we can to get people here, and instead Jesus says, no, he's not trying to get huge numbers. He wants people to think about it. I think that's meaningful probably to us. I think it's also meaningful in every aspect of life. To say, to genuinely think through your decisions. Be you, and at the same time, think about what is God actually calling you to do.
Yeah, so wisdom, I think, at its best is looking into that deeper level, or at least a big part of it, is it's not, this is what the world thinks, this is what the world wants, this is what success looks like, this is what peer pressure, whatever it is. Yeah. But wisdom helps us, people who are wise in our own wisdom, to look that deeper level and instead, what do you have to offer and how can you offer that for the sake of the kingdom of God? Exactly.
All right. Well, I think that was very wise, Brian. So on that note, let's say goodbye to this 6th and final episode of this series and allow people to have a conversation themselves. That's perfect.
All right.
I like that. I think you saved it.